Welcome back to Let's Play Control. I'm BurningDogFace, and we're here in Zachariah Trench's office, where I've discovered what I'm sure is a joke at the expense of one of the developers, because this guy is described as the oldest man in the world. Additionally, I wanted to give a shout-out to Derek Floyd. He was a bit stymied in his usual weapons knowledge by the service weapon, understandably. But, let's see here. The Ranger's weapons are a Polish PM-63 submachine gun combined with bits of a Ruger MP9, the same Caltech as the Guards, and a shotgun that looks like a Neosted 2000 with a single mag tube. The Demolition Expert's grenade launcher is a hybrid of an H&K G3 front and a Swedish AG-42 receiver in stock, while the grenade itself is an M9A1 Heat high-explosive anti-tank rifle grenade, originally designed to be fired from an attachment to an M1 Garand. But now that Jesse has an everything launcher, it sounds like the hiss is just bringing you another weapon to use against it. And, let's see here. At least one of those goons had a shotgun. That would be a Mossberg 500 modified by Serbu Firearms into a super shorty. It is indeed super short, 42 centimeters overall with a folding foregrip. And the floppy disk is an IBM 23FD based on its description. Introduced in 1971, this 8-inch disk could hold 80 kilobytes and was read-only. Interesting. Emily. How do I get to Emily from here? Oh no, that's right. Staff Central Executive, isn't it? Yeah, so it's right over there. Cool! There was a really big tree in another area, and I realized during the footage, going over the footage, that, well, wait a minute, this thing is like 200 years old. The fuck? None of them even have anything written on them. Alright, something fucky is going on in there, that's for sure. Ooh, lore. This room was not open before, I guess. R4 reports reminder. Oh, right! There's more collectibles in here. To executive sector staff from admin. Subject R4 reports due soon. Hello. As you all should know by now, the R4 reports are due by the end of the week. We're still waiting on them from a number of people. If you need an extension, please request form R4.E from your supervisor. If you think you're exempt from filing an R4, you'll need to get written permission from your department chief saying so. Remember, R4s are mandatory under Section 75.2 of the Employee Manual. If your R4 requires interdepartmental claims, then please contact the appropriate department head, Dr. Darling, Ms. Marshall, Mr. Salvador, or Mr. Kirkland, as needed. They'll be busy on Thursday in their annual policy review, so please schedule accordingly. Best, your admin team. Hotline. OOP3-UE. Acquisition date. Wait. No, they don't have one here for the oldest house. I just feel like 1965, huh? Is that the same date as the service weapon? No. Okay. Depending on how they're writing this, that's either 5 days or 5 months later. I'm not sure. Oh no, 5 months and a year. My mistake. I was looking at the wrong part of that. Anyway, containment location, hotline, chamber, executive sector. Hotline! Object should be inaccessible for use except to the director. Object is a 1960s-era red Bakelite telephone. The rotary dial has been replaced with a black knob of unknown purpose. The phone weighs redacted. The object allows the director to communicate with the board. If used by anyone other than the director, the object will cause lethal redacted. See Dr. Darling Presentation 11.6 for more information. The object is currently bound to Director Trench. So now Director Faden. The object spontaneously manifested in the director's office, placed on the desk. Director Northmore was the first known Bureau agent to use it. A battery of tests were run on the object, including redacted and redacted, but its origin remains unknown.
Ring, ring. It's Dr. Darling calling. In 1978, a comms department intern heard the hotline ring and picked it up, going against every safety protocol in the manual. She never recovered. And the handful of witnesses required extensive memory repression therapy.
Oh, God.
It is a phone. It's an object of power. It doesn't connect to any typical network. A direct line to the astral plane and the board. And my hypothesis is, under the right conditions, to other planes of existence as well. Our very own Ouija board. Only the director can answer it safely, and what he hears is kept classified.
Funny thing he should mention Ouija boards. Those were originally marketed as a way of communicating with your own subconscious. The idea being you use the thing by yourself, and you move the thing on the board without looking at it, and someone else notes down what letters you point to. Or something like that. The whole talk to ghosts thing just kind of came up out of nowhere as an urban legend, and the designers of the thing, it's not exactly a toy or a game, just sort of shrugged and went along with it. No, sure, use it to talk to ghosts, I don't fucking know. Let's see. Emily instructs Jesse to find the hotline, an object of power in the form of an old telephone, to understand the messages from the dead director trying to communicate with her. They hope he can provide insight into the Hiss invasion. On her way to the hotline, Jesse gains the launch ability by binding the floppy disk, an object of power. Another object of power. She is forced to fight the Hiss-corrupted head of communications, Alberto Tomasi. Jesse uses the hotline to call Trent. She talks about finding his management team. Dr. Casper Darling, head of research, and Helen Marshall, head of operations. Potential allies against the Hiss. What about that fourth guy? Salvador. Do we know he's dead? Why didn't I mention him? No gun. Interesting. I know exactly what that is. It's nothing. And for the sake of it. Got a dot on that one. Odd. You know what makes this just a bit more surreal? That all these windows were broken from the gunfight the last time I was here? Oh yeah, I guess the house absolutely would repair itself, wouldn't it? Wait. No, it's not the hotline chamber. This big round bit, I mean. Wait. No, it's not a photo, it's just more blueprints. Technological restrictions. Hey, we get an answer! I was wondering about this. That's not the right one. There it is. Research technological restrictions. Oh, wait. Compiled by Dr. Carla Vaughn and Dr. Hubert Tan, research specialists, by order of Dr. Casper Darling, head of research. Examination of paranatural topics. Technological limitations of the oldest house. The oldest house imposes certain limitations on our bureau, but by far the most restrictive is the inability to use certain technological instruments. Interesting. The oldest house does not allow devices that receive or emit any redacted signal. I'm guessing that's Wi-Fi signal? Radio waves are the only transmittable signals in the oldest house, and even those are often unreliable, because they're often unreliable anyway. If the power of collective unconscious is taken into account, it could be that certain pieces of technology are too new in the cultural zeitgeist for the oldest house to redacted them. Similarly, these items have not been known to become receptacles for altered status. Technology may be moving at too fast a pace for the redacted to occur. The modern technology tends to disappear and break here, sometimes quite violently. Redacted agents have been injured by cell phones exploding in their pockets while entering the oldest house. Refer to file 4-19-1935 for full report. I wonder if that's meant to refer to, I guess that would be written American style, April 19th, 1935, or if it's just a string of numbers. So the house won't accept technology that's not a certain age. It's not about something stealing the signals. It's about the house itself rejecting them like a bad organ. Huh. That is fascinating to me. What's with the little flags? Some fucking minesweeper here? Just grab his legs and toss him over. Just act like it's fucking Hitman or something. That is creepy. His life is in your hands. Right, that one. Okay, just looking for dots.
Jesse, did you get the hotline? I mean, how is it out there? The comms, the hiss? Sorry, you made it. I'm glad.
Emily? Let's talk.
Of course.
I got the hotline. I can make out what Trench is saying now.
I mean, I could before.
Incredible. What did he say?
He talked about his management team. People who knew the Bureau's secrets. Your boss, Darling. Tomasi, but he's gone. He's gone. Salvador?
He's the head of security.
And Marshall?
Helen Marshall is head of operations. She's tough, ex-CIA. She took her Rangers and went to the research sector to secure the HRA production. She hasn't come back.
Someone who could help us. The other sectors. How do I get there?
It's impossible because of the internal lockdown. You can perform a directorial override to lift it, but that can only be done in the maintenance sector. Normally, you take the sector elevator down there. It connects all the sectors, but it won't work while the lockdown is in effect.
Right, yeah, we learned about
We already
that.
got past one lockdown.
Maybe I can find a way.
Jesse, look, with no prep, no training, in this extreme situation, you are doing phenomenally well. And all that and the hiss can't seem to affect you. I mean, I would love to run some tests on you. If you agree, that is. We could find out something that would help us.
Tests? I don't know. She might find out about you. But I wouldn't mind understanding more myself.
Okay. If you think it will help.
Really?
Great. I'll check the internal documentation for any lockdown bypasses. We need to get these sectors open to locate Darling and Marshall.
And I'll look for a way inside the maintenance sector. The sooner we find one, the sooner I reach this override.
Speaking of outside... What the hell is going on? What's with all those noises? Damn! Unknown caller achievement unlocked. Huh. Board countermeasures, huh? Shout out to Torek00, who, left a comment asking, how would pneumatic tubes even work in a building that rearranges itself on the fly? Basic plumbing, for that matter. And that just makes me think that they didn't install the pipes. I don't know how to feel about that. Also, turns out Roshan wasn't wanting to eat mold, he was wanting to eat blue cheese, which is technically a kind of mold, so I wasn't that far off. Oh, and, I missed one of the gun comments from, Derek Floyd, who says that, the Hiss guards, the rank-and-file goons will be mowing down throughout the oldest house, carry something based on the Caltech RDB. It ejects downwards, so it can fire from either shoulder without modification. It also fires the 5.56 NATO round, so Jessie's shimmering friend must also be giving her plot armor, because that windbreaker is definitely not certified Type 3A by the National Institute of Justice. Oh, it's that guy. I recognize that voice. Any new topics?
Hi, Jessie.
No.
Thanks, Emily. I'm sure I'll have more questions soon.
Just let me know. Do you hear that? Someone's singing. Where's it coming from?
Oh, there's Lore sitting right next to you. That's what that is. You're not Lore. That would be weird. Don't mind me. Initial impressions. That's Q. What am I doing? Initial impressions compiled by Emily Pope by order of director Jesse Faden. Analysis of his threat part 1, confidential. So don't tell anybody about this, Burning Dog fans. Initial encounters of the entity known as the Hiss have revealed various behavioral facts. Most notably, the Hiss is able to invade or corrupt control points, altered items, and even humans, radically changing their behavior. Curiously, any person wearing one of the wearable HRA devices that Dr. Darling has been distributing over the past weeks was not affected by this corruption. The only known exception to this fact... Wait. Corrupt altered items? I kind of glossed over that. That sounds bad. The only known exception to this fact is the new director, Jesse Faden, who possesses an inherent immunity to the Hiss. This could indicate that she has already been corrupted, but her behavior is so in contrast to that of the other Hiss that I have dismissed the theory. My final observation comes from Ms. Faden herself. She is able to cleanse material and organisms of the Hiss corruption. We tested this ability on a Hiss-corrupted entity, but unfortunately the process seems to kill the host. Perhaps the host's physiology becomes reliant on the Hiss. More work to be done. Refer to file redacted for full report. What the fuck are these, anyway? I mean, when the Hiss talk to themselves, it's a sort of normal speaking voice volume.
Sounds like it's coming from the elevator.
It's this, normal speaking voice with a strange monotone to it. So it was actually kind of unsettling just there to hear someone whispering. Until I realized it was Emily. I can't help but feel like if I was the director, a bunch of pictures of kittens would have spontaneously appeared around the office. Also, what fucking elevator, my dude?
I don't know what happened to Booker, to Smith, the others. Why did they start acting like that?
That red light got him, but honestly, I don't know what happened.
I keep thinking about the pulsing under his skin and those words. They're stuck in my head.
Don't think about them. For the love of God, do not think about the words. Like, I'm real, and I've been trying to ignore the words. Last thing I need is to be earwormed to death. control parameters, triangle parameters. Atomic beam. Can you write a formula to show the sum? I offer a coffee if you do. No. Para-utility. Compiled by Emily Pope, research specialist, on order of Dr. Casper Darling, head of research. Examine of paranatural topics, objects of power, and their para-utility. Objects of power are unique in their capacity to grant certain individuals paranatural abilities. They keep trying to avoid actually saying supernatural, which I find interesting. We call these individuals para-utilitarians. The potency of these abilities depends on the para-utilitarian. Using the redacted object of power as an example, some para-utilitarians can achieve a throw distance of redacted, while others are only capable of as little as redacted. See Dr. Darling presentation 11.15 for more information. Yes, I was aware of that. The biggest object they'd ever managed to pick up was a coffee mug, and here I am just picking up whatever the fuck I want and ripping chunks out of the ground with it. So I wonder if that's because I'm the director, or because I've got the house in my head. What exactly determines an individual's paranatural competence is unknown, but it is largely believed that some redacted exists within the body, and that, like all muscles, it can be exercised. To continue my analysis, I have officially requested access to the Northmore records. Considering he is one of the most accomplished para-utilitarians the Bureau has ever seen, Dr. Darling is still considering this request. Refer to file 8-54-1982 for full report. Well, I'm pretty sure it's not a file from August 54th, 1982, so maybe it is just a random string of numbers. Weird that it keeps coming out looking like a date, though. Oh. The timer has gone, but apparently our friend Trench wants to say something about board countermeasures. Oh, we are at war, hostile takeover. It's not Trench at all. The hiss is the opposing force, foreign power. We will provide countermeasures strategy. Accept and ingest them at control points. These countermeasures missions will benefit you. We will give resources rewards for each completed countermeasure. Yeah, right, I forgot that the ones down here are from the board, as it says right there. Trying to read that red text there. Yeah, no way I'm going to manage that. Okay, but I will have to call it. So I'm BurningDogFace, and I'll see you on the next episode of Let's Play Control. When I head down to that control point, find out exactly what these countermeasures are. Later.